The city of Fresno will be seeing green and lots of it. Starting this week, the time has come for pot shops to open their doors in Fresno. On Wednesday, Embarc Cannabis on Blackstone and Gettysburg will start to sell recreational marijuana, one of the first ever in the city. Its owners, a husband-wife duo, Lauren Carpenter and Dustin Moore, one of the 21 cannabis shops here in Fresno. Welcome both to Sunday Morning Matters. So let's get right to it. Wednesday's the big day. What can we expect?
Friendly and excited employees ready to greet community members with lots of great cannabis.
How many employees are you going to have?
We've started with approximately 25, and that number will scale as we understand what demand looks like in Fresno.
You know, a lot of people have been talking about the security detail that needs to go into these cannabis shops. What's that going to look like?
So we have dozens of cameras. First and foremost, there's not an inch of that facility that you can't see on camera, and we have 90 days of footage for state regulatory purposes. We have 2 armed security guards. We have talk-down features. We have 24-hour surveillance, patrol. We have different patrol mechanisms. It looks from the outside like a palace, but functions like a fortress. So from a security perspective, I don't think you'll find a more secure building in the city of Fresno. You
know, there's been a lot of debate leading up to this day where cannabis is actually going to open up and sell recreational marijuana inside what people call quote-unquote pot shops. I know you call it cannabis, but I'm wondering, has there been any backlash around the community in which you guys are going to be on Blackstone and Gettysburg? Has there been any backlash from the community in this area about you guys opening up?
You know, I think, as you mentioned, it's been a multi-year process, and the benefit of that is that we've really been able to engage with the community at, various points in this process. So I think for most folks, cannabis coming is no longer a surprise, and I think that's really when you see the backlash. We're fortunate we've been engaging with community members for a number of years now, so we're looking forward to start serving them.
And I think that's evidenced in our conditional use permit process. We didn't have one person file a complaint or an appeal, so I think that the work that Lauren outlined was something that we're very proud of in the end result.
And not your first rodeo here, because you guys own, what, 5?
This will be our 5th operational store.
5th one, yeah. Okay. You know, a lot of people are saying Pyle Elementary is right down the road from you guys. There's a park in the vicinity of you guys as well. How can you assure residents and parents that your business is not going to, because there's somewhat of a perception, right, that it could create problems? How do you ease that perception?
I think it's a handful of things. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to that. But I think, the biggest thing is by being a good neighbor. It's one thing to tell folks that the sky won't fall when cannabis comes to their community. But I think, until you actually show them that through action, it's really just a conversation. So I think we've taken, a number of approaches. One of them is with the creation of our community advisory board. So we've actually coalesced a handful of community members who live in the city of Fresno, who as volunteers are sitting on a community advisory board to help provide feedback on an ongoing basis about our operations. And so I think that's really critical. It's giving local residents a seat at the table and an ongoing feedback loop.
You know, you're one of 21 that is going to open. You're one of the first to open this next week. And I'm wondering, obviously there's what you guys do, and then there's the black market. And the tax that is in the cannabis shops is a lot more, obviously. How do we know that the black market won't thrive off what you guys are going to be bringing in?
Well, I think we know the unlicensed market is here. So when we think about, parks and elementary schools, cannabis is already in this community. You can go online and have cannabis delivered to your door from an unlicensed dispensary. I think because cannabis is already here, this is just putting a face to cannabis. This is a forward-facing business. What we're doing is we're setting the bar much higher. And I think over time, as cannabis normalizes in the other communities in which we operate, we realize that the sky does not fall. And I think statistically, there are studies that demonstrate that when cannabis businesses come into particular communities, crime rates actually do fall.
I want to finish with this. There was a lot of debate among city council members, and a lot of the community came into those meetings as well. Was the process to get to this point, to open those doors, was it fair? Was it equitable?
It was tough. That's for sure, and it was long, but I think we're really grateful to the city. They've been tremendous partners to, I think, the industry in working really hard to bring this industry to fruition.
Because it's the last major city in California to do this.
Yeah.
Were we surprised by this?
You know, I think historically looking at Fresno, a more conservative community, I'm not. I think Fresno does have the benefit of seeing what other neighboring communities and larger cities have done. I think that the city manager's office has done a phenomenal job, in particular Jennifer Ruiz, who's headed up this program. It's been a tall order, but she's done an exceptional job in delivering what I think will be some of the best dispensaries in the state of California.
All right, Embarc Cannabis is going to open up on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.